Good morning. Good Tuesday. Good Tuesday morning. It's July 14th. Yeah, we're in the middle of the month already. We're in summer, although last week when I was with you on Thursday, it was really warm and toasty all weekend. Now we've got June gloom in July. I don't know. Everything's kind of topsy-turvy recently, don't you think? And not just the weather. So I know things are opening and closing and restricting day to day. Okay, so we just have to be responsible and respectful, uh, taking care of ourselves, but also of others. Okay, so thanks for joining me. This is the fourth session of July. There will be 9 altogether and 8 in August. Okay, after that, I'm not sure. I'll update you as we get closer. I have some life changes happening. A lot of you know about that. So, but for now, we're together. And if you've never done yoga, I encourage you to do something to start. Okay, there's a practice, there's a way to do even a little for yourself. There's some very gentle practices. If it's difficult, I say this every class, every session, if it's challenging for you to get up and down off the floor, and I know it is for a lot of you who've had to have things replaced, or have arthritis, or have this or that, you can use a chair. Okay, and if you remind me, I'll do chair yoga again. But I had mentioned on Thursday, but maybe you weren't here, to have a tennis ball this morning. Okay, these are great. Now, it doesn't have to be Pen 4. It can be any tennis ball, preferably used, but it doesn't matter. And so they come in really handy. And many, many years ago, when I was still beginning my teaching, it's been over 20 years, I did a training session, and she was a therapist, a physical therapist, and she used tennis ball therapy. Wonderful. And so get a tennis ball. If you don't have one, well, you can at least participate and learn from it. Okay. Hi, Bob. So a tennis ball. And you can also use 2, put them in a sock and kind of roll them up and down your spine. But anyway, you need a tennis ball and a strap. And it doesn't have to be green. It can be purple, any color, but a strap. And not a stretchy strap. You want something that will be taut. Okay, so those are things you're going to need. And we're going to start. I'm going to let you take a comfortable reclining position. You can use blankets, bolster, whatever, and then have your tennis ball and strap within reach, okay? And we'll go from there. So you choose, depending on what you did or didn't do this weekend, if you want to lie back onto a bolster or blankets or put them under your knees. Okay, we'll be there a few minutes. If you don't have a bolster, once again, I'm going to show you how you can use blankets. And you can also use towels and what else? Pillows, okay? But I highly encourage you to get your hands on some real props. Okay, so I'll show you with blankets, and then you go ahead and set up, and we'll be there a few minutes, okay? Okay, so if you don't have a bolster yet, take a blanket and fold it like so, like a big, almost a square. And then you do what's called a 3-fold. So you fold it and then fold it back onto itself. So it makes this nice little support. Make it nice and smooth. And then at the back where your head is going to go, you put another blanket or pillow or towel, and that's where you're going to rest your head. So put that behind you. And then remember, and I always remind everyone, because they like to get really close to the bolster or blanket, and you don't want to do that. You want some space. Keep your knees bent. Lean back. Lengthen as you rest. Align your spine on the blanket, towels, bolster, whatever. And then you have to, depending on, of course, your anatomy, you have to move the blanket that's under your head. You don't want to stretch out or flatten the neck. Okay? And then, if it's comfortable at some point, and it feels great, it's a Shavasana, it's a relaxation, okay? So you can do this, you can do it with a bolster, or slide the bolster under your knees. Doesn't matter, but you will need a tennis ball or something. And if you don't, you can just kind of listen and pretend you have one, okay? And a strap. Okay, so I'm going to leave you here a few minutes, whatever position you're in, and I'm going to just gently be white noise reminding you about your breath, okay? So as you rest for a few minutes in whatever position you've chosen, a few words about breathing. I realize you're breathing because you're here, and we do take it for granted until we can't. Something, maybe we have a cough. I feel a tickle in my throat right now, actually, or we have allergies or a cold or whatever. And if you've read about, and I don't know how you've avoided, if you haven't, this pandemic, this COVID, it affects the lungs and the respiratory system and breathing. So if you've ever even just for a few seconds not been able to breathe or cough till you think you're choking, like you swallow something the wrong way, it's a horrible, horrible feeling. So we need to remember that the lungs and the organs, the heart, the respiratory system are vitally, literally vitally important, and keeping them healthy is so important. So how we breathe and is deserves our attention. And in yoga, it's called pranayama. Okay, it's a whole wide range of breathing practices. Okay, prana is the life force, yama to regulate. So we regulate the breath specifically for specific results and benefits. So in these sessions, I remind you to breathe through the nostrils, not mouth breathing, because your brain needs oxygen. And if you're huffing and puffing through the mouth, it's bypassing the brain. And the brain needs a lot of oxygen. Okay, and your nose and your nasal passages and so forth are your natural filters. Okay, if you're out and about walking or doing whatever, that's your filter if there's anything in the air you don't want going into your lungs. And the right nostril is for our warming, and the left is cooling. So we have an air conditioning HVA system right in front of your nose, as plain as the nose on your face. Okay, so we want to keep those passages open. So reminding you to breathe through your nose now. And whatever position you're in, if you're lying back onto support or under your knees, I want you to gently bend your knees and slide it away from you, slide it out from underneath you. You don't need, unless you're really, really tight in the shoulders, you don't need much under the head, okay? We want to be as elongated as possible. If you're on a hard floor, because we're going to do the tennis ball therapy. If you're on a hard floor, hardwood and then the mat, you may want to open up a blanket or towel for underneath you. It's up to you, okay? Everyone has sort of different preferences. Either way. Okay, so I'm going to just get you started with the tennis ball. And then I'm going to leave you to it. And I encourage you to do this for yourself now and then. You don't have to lie back and take minutes and minutes, but a tennis ball, it's like if you were going to have a massage, okay? And you say, oh, I'm really feeling a lot of tightness in here, or the low back, or the shoulders, and so forth. So that's what this does. It helps you to give yourself what you need. So lie back. Start with your knees bent. And let's just, before we start with the tennis ball, let's just kind of it's Tuesday. How was your weekend? Were you riding a bike, walking, sitting, driving, doing chores, going to the store, putting on your face covering? Maybe a little gardening. A lot of people are gardening right now, okay, which is great, but you have to be careful of low back and so forth. And then change just gently, one knee at a time. Maybe you're purging, cleaning out closets. A lot of people are cleaning out their closets too. Good. And then just before we start with the tennis ball, just bend the left knee, cross your right ankle over. So it's a passive leg cradle. And a reminder, if it's not comfortable to lie down, you can sit and do this. Just kind of start to wake up some of these major areas, okay? And, 5, 6 breaths and do the other side. Oh, got a response on this side. So sometimes one location, one side is responding more than the other, depending on what you've been doing. Okay, good. Okay, when you're ready, you take the tennis ball and you can place it anywhere underneath you except between the tailbone and the neck, so nowhere on the spine. We avoid tailbone to the base of the skull, the spinal cord. I'm going to start right in the center of my left glute, so it's the piriformis, and you just gently start, and you can have more pressure or less, and you might find, I would almost guarantee you will eventually find little hot spots. Okay, some you'll say, oh, that's a little more, oh, okay, oops, there's a hot spot. Oh yeah, sometimes it's too intense, okay, it's a trigger. So if it's too much, ease off the pressure or move away just a little, maybe wait, breathe. So it's really, really important with the tennis ball that you breathe as you move, not holding the breath. Because we want to move things through, stuff that's stuck. Okay, there's a little tight spot for me. And sometimes it feels good just to hang out there for a while. Okay, so feel free to move around. The other hot spots are often right at the shoulders. Oh, I'll tell you. Okay, right at the base of the shoulder blade, there's like a little tender spot. Just move, wiggle, stretch, breathe. Okay, and eventually if you want to get into your IT band, you can turn onto your side. You can get very creative. And you can kind of move around like so. Oh, hot spot, big hot spot. Those IT bands really get tight. That's why you do all the amazing things you do. If you don't want to do it that way, you can just take the tennis ball and use it like a massage tool, like so. Okay? And there's so many ways. And the fascia, okay, fasciitis, which can be very, very uncomfortable, okay? This is great for releasing that. Okay, the fascia is the connective tissue, okay? Connective tissue is everywhere. It holds you together. And it can get kind of restricting, and then it puts pressure on muscles or ligaments and stuff. It's tender and uncomfortable, even painful. So we want to keep things pliable, lots of mobility. Okay, feet, you can do on your feet, you can do your hands. So go for it. I'm going to let you do this for a few more minutes with the tennis ball. And again, if you don't have them, please get one. And if you live here in town, I have a whole bag of them, and I need to get rid of them, okay? So we can connect somehow, and I do have some extra straps and props that I'm also selling, okay? So you can contact me. Okay, so go ahead and enjoy for another couple of minutes. Breathe. Please remember to exhale, okay, because you're releasing stuff that might be stuck. Okay, and I'll be back in about 2 minutes. Yes, that was 2 minutes already. I know you don't want to stop, and actually, since I can't see you, you don't have to stop. So I do encourage you to use the tennis ball. And I mention this a lot when I travel. I keep one in the car, especially for long drives, okay? And I take one with me on flights, especially long flights. In my past, I was prone to sciatica. And if you know what sciatica is, trust me, if you've had it, you know what it is. And it's the sciatic nerve, which runs all the way down from up, all the way down the leg. It's the largest nerve in the body. Look it up, the sciatic nerve. And anyone with sciatica will tell you it is so painful, it can be debilitating. Okay, the pain is so intense. And I used to be more prone to little attacks of it, but now with the yoga, I rarely, but if I sit for too long, like on a long flight or in a car, and I don't stretch, I can start to feel the little twinges of it starting. So, tennis ball, and if you're sitting at a desk a lot or saying you don't have the proper alignment, you put right in the center of your glute, and I'll tell you that pressure, it's great. Okay, so you're on your back, right? You're on a blanket, that's okay. Remove the block, give yourself a nice big, oh yeah, roll around. Okay, so you've kind of opened things up, you found some of those little hot spots. And if you have a hot spot, say it's in the center of your right glute, you're feeling a little tight. As we go through the stretches and the movements, focus your breath, learning to laser focus your breath to those hot spots. It brings the prana and the healing to those spots as well. Okay, and that's really, really wonderful. You can do that anytime. So, okay, so we're going to just, one more time, since post tennis ball, before we take the strap, just the right knee. Breathe into it. Keep the left, opposite leg really engaged. Flex your feet. Let's get a little movement. You can hold the back of your thigh, by the way. I'm going to get some movement in my ankle and my foot. Okay. Just gentle, big circles. Yeah. And then the other direction, both directions. If you hear little clicking, popping noises, don't be alarmed. It's just movement, energy. There's lots of little bones there. And then when you're ready, go ahead and alternate. Breathe as you move. Okay. Remember, that's part of the practice. Breath and movement. That's the yoga. And when you're breathing, the same time as your movement, it focuses your mind. It gets you out of your thinking into your body. Okay, good. Okay, now bring both knees in. Strap. Okay. So we're going to slide the strap around the metatarsals. What are those? The pads at the base of your big toe and baby toe. There's these cushy pads, although they lose a little of their cush as we get older, but they're still there. And we slide the strap there. Now, bring your knees very close, but then do a dog tilt. So you don't want your hips rounding up. No. Why? That flattens out the low back. We don't want that. We want the dog tilt. You should be able to slide your hand under here. Otherwise, you're overstretching the lumbar, the low back. Okay, bring your elbows down. Hold the strap just gently between the thumb and index. And as you inhale, feel your legs start to stretch upward through the heels. Breathe. So if you're a little tight, keep the knees a little soft, a little bent. Shoulders down, hips down, and wait. Feet are flexed. Look at your toes. Are you gripping with the toes? You can ungrip. Breathe deep. Relax your toes. Stretch out the soles of your feet. Feel the movement of the breath. Stand dog tilt. And you might get a little more, and you might not. It's okay. Don't force it. Okay, so I'm going to slide my left foot out from under the strap. I'm going to exhale my left leg to the mat as I keep my right leg extending up. Okay, you might have to bend both knees a little bit if you're still a little tight. Okay, I feel a little full, but it's not pain. So I'm going to go there so I can feel the deep stretch. If you stop breathing, you might have gone too far. Then take both ends into your left hand. You can't see my right arm, but it's extending all the way out to my right side. And I'm going to bring that leg toward me and over on an exhale. And it's going to find its place and it's going to suspend, and that's it. Because my right shoulder your right shoulder has to stay on the mat. That keeps you from hyperextending, overextending, overstretching. And that's not a good thing. So we want to avoid that. So my left leg is still active. It kind of tunes onto the outer edge, the baby toe side. Careful of your wrist. Okay. Keep the strap taut, but allow gravity, the weight of the leg, to deepen the stretch. Breathe. Good. Focus on your exhales. Good. I'm going to be here a few more breaths, okay? And you can stay as long as you want. This is another wonderful hip opening, and if you have tight hamstrings and calves, this is terrific. We're getting right into this area again also where we have the tennis ball. So it's everything we do complements everything else that we do. When you're ready, inhale, up comes the right leg. Separate and wait. So your right leg might come a little closer, a little straighter, maybe not. It's okay. Breathe. So as you inhale, let the breath lift your left leg. Slide your feet alongside one another and let's wait. Check your hips. Make sure you're in a dog tilt. You haven't started to round up. You don't want to do that. Bend your knees if you need to. Let's do the other side. So slide the right foot out. Use your exhale. Feel how the navel starts to hug the spine hug the floor. That's supporting the core. That supports your low back. Modify if you need to, and wait. Typically, your dominant side, so if you are right-handed, your right leg, right arm, right shoulder, right hip are going to be a little tighter than the other. Just is the way it is. And the same for the left. Okay, breathe. Notice where you might feel the stretch. I'm feeling a little more of my hamstring on this side. So now let's continue. Put your ends of the strap in your right hand, left arm to the side. The left shoulder doesn't leave the mat. And that's your safety valve. Okay, that's your safety valve. And as you turn, bring the leg over. You don't let this come up. That's the twist. So the torso's turning to your left as the leg is moving to the right. Let's suspend, breathe. If there's more, you can look over your left shoulder. But lift and then turn and lower the skull. Try not to drop the chin. Oh, yeah. So I feel it in a good way. I'm feeling the stretch. I'm going to breathe into it. On your own, I would take a few minutes on each side, definitely. And if one side is definitely tighter than the other, maybe go back there and do it again or keep it longer, okay? And let's come up when you're ready on an inhale. And wait, separate the ends of the strap. I can feel my body recalibrating. That's its way of saying thank you. Then as you inhale, up comes the right leg. Slide the feet together. Check your hips. Wait. Okay. And let's remove the strap. And one more time, before and after. Right knee in, flex the feet. When you're ready, alternate. Breathe as you move. There's no hurry. The one thing we don't want to rush through is our yoga practice. But if you only have 20 minutes, there's a lot you can do for yourself, okay? And then you're going to turn onto your side. And that wasn't even half an hour, like 15, 20 minutes. You can do that at least 2 days a week, don't you think? And then coming up when you're ready. And you can use, if you need it, a blanket under your knees. But if you don't, if you're on a soft carpet and mat, it's up to you. And let's do hip and rib rolls, okay? So I'm going to get my hair clip. If you know hip and rib rolls, go ahead and get started. If you don't, I'll be there. I'll be with you in a second. So remember the positions of the hand, elephant, okay, finger spread apart, heavy, earthbound, bird, little light on the fingerprints, and it moves the energy, it moves the prana, okay, and it moves the circulation, okay, and we want that. All of our systems depend on our respiratory system, breathing, moving. So this is just you with your breath. Eyes open, eyes closed. So we're taking advantage of all the wonderful stretching we just did. But you may want to do your baby lunges. Okay, it's yours. This is for you. And if it bothers you to be, the wrists are a little tight still, do it on your forearms. Or on your knuckles or fists, okay? But do the alternate. Maybe stretch one arm, the opposite leg, big hip rolls, little cobra movements. Okay, a little bit more on your own. Ooh, I hear a little pop here and there. And then we're going to do a little sequence. So your shins parallel as you start to sit back. Now I know this is, if you have knee stuff, you're not going to go all the way back, but just do what you can. Arms forward. This is called extended child's pose. So the first part, we come up on an inhale, and then we lower and bow as we exhale. Inhale, push off onto all fours. Exhale, little 8-point pose. And a little cobra, just a little cobra, and back to the beginning. Okay, so exhale, hips, slide back. Okay, your inhale, your exhale, inhale, and lower, inhale, and back you go. And then I'd like you to do one on your own, okay? Okay. So, do what you remember, okay? So remember, use your legs, inhale, lower, bow, exhale, push off, gently lower, just a little cobra. So we're doing a nice movement spine. And this time on the next one, we're going to meet in down dog. So as you come back, you're going to come up into down dog. And then bicycle the legs. Get a little more into those calves and hamstrings and hips. Breathe. Walk the dog. If it's okay with your shoulders and wrists, a plank, that's an inhale. Exhale, feel the navel hug up and lift you up. Maybe a few more. Use the breath. Support the movement with the breath. Okay? It's a coordination. And then the next one, lower the knees, and we're going to do cat dog. So cat dog. If you need to rest in between, you can always do a child's pose or a version of child's pose. Okay? You have to take care of yourself. And inhaling, it is your practice. I'm here to guide you, to teach you, to help you. But it's your practice. So I want to encourage you to make it yours. Be in tune with what your experience is. That's what this is all about. Eyes open or closed. Cat. Oh, open up the back. Inflate the lungs. Open up. And then exhale, elongate. And a few more. And then on the next, we're going back into a down dog. And we're going to do another little sequence. I'll get you going. So inhale, plank. Exhale, sit back toward your heels. Inhale, exhale. On your own. Inhale, plank. Exhale, puppy pose. Half dog. Inhale, all fours. Exhale, down dog. One more. If you need to rest, rest. Okay. Now, we're going to take the right leg up and hold, breathe. We're going to do something we haven't done for a really, really, really long time. It's called dog on a tree. It's kind of funny. Leg lift. And then you're going to start to turn the right hip, stack it on top of the left. Now be careful on this. Keep the left hip engaged. Then you bend the right knee. And you let that right foot come toward your left glute. It's a big stretch on the right quad. Dog on a tree. If you have a dog, you know what this is about. And then come back. Straighten. Inhale. Exhale. And sit back. Take a resting pose before we do the other side. Inhale, exhale. Ekapada, left leg up. Keep the right hip really strong, right leg strong. Flex the foot. Lift, stack, don't compress the low back. Bend, lift the left knee. Look under your left arm. Breathe. When you're ready, come back. Lift. Inhale. Exhale. And take a child's pose. Rest in child's pose, okay, for a moment. It's a lot of upper body, okay? So you can always rest in between. But dog on a tree, it's kind of a fun pose. Gotta be careful not to compress the low back. The leg lift is very much like in half moon, how you turn and lift one hip and you stack them. So you're in a child's pose of some kind. So I want you to walk your hands back, curl the toes under, do what you can on this one. Now, this one, your toes are going to talk to you, but we want to breathe into them. So lift your knees, and you're on the toe. Lift your knees, support yourself. Yes, I know. Can you heels, and then heels up. Ooh, 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 ooh. And up. I know it's toe torture, but you want to keep that mobility. It's so important. We're going to come into a forward bend. So slowly, over the heels, wait, get your footing, always get solid. And when you're ready, since we've been upside down, you might get a little bit of a rush, and up we come. Oh yeah, how you doing? I just cut off my head, didn't I? Do all this. Okay. Okay, how you doing? How you doing? So, half sun salutes. Now that you're all warmed up and everything's going, okay, half sun salutes, okay? I'll get you started, and I want you to go into your own rhythm of half sun salutes. But take a moment, don't rush. Wait. Let your system, let your nervous system, let your body catch up with you. Our mind is often, too often probably, going much faster than our body. Okay, so take a moment and feel your connection. Get grounded. And then when you're ready, make big, sweeping, spacious movements. It's consistent. Your breath is consistent. Your movement is consistent. It finds a rhythm. And as I often say, it's like a moving meditation. It's continuous. So your inhale, lift up, spacious, and then swan dive. So we practice linking the breath and the movement, intimate connection. And that brings us here and now. Okay, so continue. I'm going to leave you there. Another few minutes, and I'll be back. You keep it up. How you doing? How you doing? I love half sun salutes. So now, let's do full sun salute together. Now, I want you to do a round on your own, okay? Let's start that way. Since you're kind of in your own little groove, let me move. Make sure when you set up, I forgot to remind you to turn the volume up, but I'm sure you figured it out. When you set up, make sure you have space around you. I'm going to do a sun salute on each side. Okay. There's several versions of Surya Namaskar. This is the version that does not do lowering in plank, which is called Chaturanga Dandasana. And it's a version where we step forward and back in lunges. We don't do a jump back or jump forward. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry about it. Okay? But I'm going to go ahead, and if you're already going, go ahead and do both sides. I'm going to do both sides because then I want you to do another round on your own. So you're going to do right side, then the left side, full, and then the right side and the left side again on your own, okay? I'm going to just do one on each because I'm chatting, okay? And then we'll get back together and we'll do a round with some standing poses together. Remember, consistent breathing, consistent movement, and we go deeper. We don't need to get fancy and learn a whole bunch of zillions of poses. We just want to do what we do deeply and well. It's like so many other practices. You want to just improve, and in yoga, it's just going deeper to benefit you. Breath and movement. Now, if you've already finished both rounds, both times, do another round. It's okay, you can do more. You're allowed. I challenge you to do sun salutes every day. Are any of you doing that? I do them every day now. I have. It's part of the commitment I made to myself January 1st. I've shared this before. I think today is 196 or 197 that I haven't missed. I start with maybe 20, 30 minutes of walking and then doing about 10 rounds of sun salute, 5 on each side. Now I'm up to a strong hour, 64 minutes, 4 miles. And I'm doing like 24 sun salutes, sometimes 30, and I do a little series of standing poses. So I challenge you to just start today. Do 1 on each side, 1 round on each side. Do some half sun salutes, do some stretches, 15 minutes, okay? All right, have you done your 2 rounds? Okay, right, left, maybe 3? Maybe 3, okay, excellent. So then, let's do a round together, and then we'll do standing poses separately. What we're going to do is go a little deeper. So take a moment, and as you inhale, stretch out wide and bringing the arms up. Let's do a side sway. We haven't done that. Oh, over to the left, and up, and over to the right, and up, and really swan dive, dog tilt, and fold. Let's hold a few breaths. So really touch with your fingertips. Start to stretch into the heels of the hands. If that doesn't work, put your hands on your feet or shins. And it's a dog tilt. Keep the shoulders wide and start to feel like you're looking at your shins, maybe your feet, your shins, your knees, and like your forehead wants to kiss your knees. So you breathe into the core, get closer to yourself. Feel your whole back body from your heels all the way your back body, stretching, shielding you. Doesn't work to talk and do this. And then half. So it's like we're opening a book. Now don't push back, lift forward. Look at my hips. Look at my spine. It's a dog tilt. And then we fold again. Your hands are about shoulder distance. Okay? And then lift that right leg. Inhale, step and slow. Inhale. Then the left leg, lift and back. Find your down dog. Let's hold. Can you hold down dog for your minute or 5 breaths? Feel your fingerprints. Feel the pressure at the base of your thumb. Let the head go. Get longer. I'm making more space around my elbows. Stretch your heels toward the back edge of the mat. You can do the leg lift here if you want to. I know you want to, Bob. You can do it again or just come into a plank, and then we're going to hold. Lift the front body to the sky. Extend, breathe, look out past the end of your mat. Create more space. Stretch. And then we're going to lower the knees. And we're going to do 5 little yoga push-ups. So the elbows have to turn in. And we're going to go down an inch. Exhale. Inhale. Just an inch. Now I know you guys can do the chin. That's okay. Exhale. Inhale. Don't let your elbows push out. Fan out. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And then lower. And a cobra. Strong legs. And down dog. We're going to step forward on the right, and we're going to do standing poses. So let's start with crescent. Take your time finding your pose, going through the sequence. Melt the shoulders, extend up through the fingerprints. Look straight ahead or higher. Strong back leg. 5 breaths or about a minute. Then we're going to step up and extend. Do what you can. Tap down. Breathe. Breathe. Look up. Breathe. Ease back as best you can. Back to crescent. I'm going to take you back to down dog, okay? Breathe. We're going to come into plank. You can do the leg lift if you want. Knees, chest, chin. Long cobra. Very important. Cat tilt, please. Strong legs. Back to down dog. Step up on the left. Step up. Wait. And then find your crescent. So it's a balance. So you have to wait for the inner cues. Breathe. Look up. Lift up. Lift your heart. Lift your gaze. Strong back leg. Don't push into the hip flexors. Okay. Move through the sequence on your own. Breathe. And we're going to come up into warrior 3. Breathe. Breathe. Tap down if you need to. Breathe. Lift your gaze. Lift your arms. Lift your sternum. Lift your heart. Breathe. And I'm going to give you a break and come into standing. Okay. And wait. Good. So that is just a way to mix things up a little bit. Okay, and you can do that on your own. Excuse me. My sinuses kind of had a little moment. You can do that on your own. Okay, just do both sides. So find a way, and you can be creative with all the things that we do. But don't get too creative. Okay, now we're going to do some standing poses. Okay, so let me just check. Perfect. Okay, so you stand about in the middle of your mat. Okay. And we're going to take a leg length. So just look forward. Try not to look at your feet. I can't tell because I can't see you. But if you look down, it drops your head, and then you're not in alignment. And by not looking and practicing that, you learn to trust your body and let your body do what it is built to do. So just step, step. Then if you absolutely have to look, now most of you who've been with me for years don't need to peek, but look, perfect, almost, okay? So I'm gonna pivot to the right and we're gonna do triangle pose. So I'm gonna turn pivot on one heel at a time, heels please, and I'm turning just about a 45-degree angle, and I let my arms stretch wide. I'm going to come into triangle. So I'm going to extend over, touch, twist. Good. 5 breaths, okay? Or your minute. This is to train you to do this automatically. Pretty soon you'll do the 5 breaths or the minute. You don't even have to count. Look down or to the side. You should be able to see your thumb. And then we're going to come up and pivot to the left. Okay, so pivot on your heels. And we're going to triangle on the left. Take your time. Okay, and we start kind of tracking the breath once we're in the full pose. Go deep. Again, there's nothing to do that's fancy. We just go deeper. Your 5 minutes or minute. Don't lean into the forward leg. You should be able to just touch. Just touch. Go deeper. Breathe deep. And when you've completed, you'll inhale up. You'll pivot to your right again. And my stance is opened up. Warrior 2. So neutral hips. Lift the rib cage as you bend your knee. And Warrior 2 on the right. Virabhadrasana 2 on the right. After your 5 breaths a minute, go ahead and transition and do it on the left. If your arms are getting tired, put your hands on your hips. Always wait till you're in position. Knee over the heel or just behind it, arms stretch apart. Stay strong in the back leg. Remember, your feet are always in that tripod. We're going to pivot back to the right. Warrior 2 again. Notice if you're leaning forward or something, come into center. And then side angle. So we lift, we reach forward with the forearm, and then we turn, another twist. This is why we do the twist separately. We do the hamstring stretches, the calves, the quadriceps. Everything supports everything. Everything you do supports everything you do. It's a totally integrated practice. It's wonderful. Nothing is ignored. Nothing is sacrificed. Nothing is over or under, okay? That's what we learn, is to create a practice of balance and support. And after your 5 minutes of breath, you'll come up again. Pivot. Back to Warrior 2. And then side angle, Parshva-Konasana. Now, if you wanted to on your own, right from these side angle, you can go right into half moon. Okay, it's up to you. I do on my own, but it's up to you. Side angle pose. Okay, and then we're going to add something else at the end here. Okay, when you're complete, just come back to Warrior 2. And then you're going to straighten the leg and you're going to pivot the toes in. I'm in a pretty wide leg stance. Okay, as wide as is good for you. Toes turned in toward one another, not turned out. Hands on the hips. I'm going to take an inhale. As I exhale, I'm going to lift my tailbone and do a dog tilt. Wait. I'm going to go about halfway. Now, this is going to be different for everyone. If you can, you might need blocks or even a bench or a chair. Bring your hands down underneath your shoulders so you can be on bird hands. And then you're going to start to walk your hands back toward your feet. You're going to bend your elbows. And you're going to start to look under your legs like you're looking under a bridge. Now this can be really intense on hamstrings and stuff. So if you have to use a bench or blocks or your bolster into your hands or something else, that's okay. Keep the shoulders spread apart. If you can lower the palms of your hands, that's good too. If you can't, it's okay. Breathe. How do we get out of this? There's a couple of ways. What we're going to do is put one hand on each hip. Dog tilt up. Use your legs. Inhale up. Woo! Got a little rush. And then coming back and back and back. Okay. Whew. All right. How you doing? Okay. So, I'm going to have you do, let me look at the time. Perfect. So, I'm going to have you do a standing balance pose on your own, okay? You can do half moon, you can do, go back into the warrior 3 balance, you can do tree. So I'm going to leave you for a few minutes to do that. Okay, I'll be back. How you doing? If you're not done, please don't stop. Finish your balancing pose. Okay. Now, maybe Thursday we'll do, there's another balance pose I'd like to review with you. It's called dancer's pose. So I don't think today. Okay, so we're going to start to go descend. Now, if there's anything now that you feel you need to do that's standing or balance, this would be the time to integrate it, okay? So the way the sequence unfolds is very specific. Some practices do it slightly differently. The way I like to do it is get you into a present, like a restorative resting pose. And then, but if it's during the day and you only have 20 minutes, you don't necessarily have to do it that way. But then you can start on hands and knees. They have a cat dog, some hip and rib rolls, some stretches on your supine stretches, and then come into down dog, and then come up, do your stretches, and then do some half sun salutes and a few sun salutes perhaps. I'd like to encourage that, maybe some standing poses. So we move from that cool energy and we slowly warm up and come into the sun energy. Now we're going to start to move back down in the direction of relaxation. Okay? So, shall we? Have anything you think you'll need for relaxation within reach. Okay, We're not going to use a block. I'm deciding. So we want to always move with intention, breath, and be present. So I like to take you into a down dog. And then just bring the knees down. And we're going to come to seated. But here's what I want you to do. Now I'm going to use a blanket. We're going to do a seated twist. We haven't done this for a while. And actually, there's a very long, fancy yoga Sanskrit name. We call it the Little Mermaid. Okay. So I use a blanket. You might need two. And I'm going to sit onto my shins there. I'm going to sit onto my left hip. Can you see me? Let me fix the camera. Okay, that's better. All right. So I'm going to sit like so. So my shins are parallel. Now, you may need something here. Okay? Can you see me? Okay, good. So this is how we always used to sit when we were 6 years old. Or we go to an outdoor concert and we do something like that. We sit like this and then we have a hard time getting up afterwards. So I'm sitting on my left hip, but I want my hips to be very level. So I'm not tilting. That's why I've got the blanket here. I'm supporting my right knee. Okay, I'm going to twist to my left, which is actually a twist on the right side. So I'm going to inhale, lengthen, and slowly take a little turn to the left. And then inhale, and a little more. And so if you can't touch here, you may need that block. To stay up straight, okay? So now it's crown over base. And the right hand can come across perhaps. And you'll turn gently to the left, and then you'll start to look over the left shoulder, like the Little Mermaid. Now, if this doesn't work for you, you can stretch your legs out straight in front of you, okay? And then twist. Okay, it's just a little different. If you're in a chair, you can do a seated twist. So once you get there, don't push. I feel it, but I don't want to push till I start to harden. And then when you're ready, about 5 breaths or a minute or more, come back. Okay, and then move, stretch my legs out, neutral, and then slide my legs to my left and sit onto my right hip. That's why you need towels or blankets. I'm going to support this side a little so my hips feel level. See how my hips are level. My legs are sort of parallel to one another. I'm going to use the block. This all depends on how long your arms and your legs and all your proportions. Inhale and lift. Remember, twist is a spiraling movement and start to turn to your right, which is actually twisting the left, okay? And I'm going to use the block so I don't lean or torque my spine. I'm turning for my center, and the last thing to turn will be my skull. I'm going to look over my shoulder, looking out to sea for my love to return. Isn't that the Little Mermaid? Didn't she wait for him the sailor to come back? Okay, and breathe deep. We don't push, we breathe, and we keep things soft and malleable. Okay, and breathe. And when you're ready, release. And then come onto your back. Should be pretty easy from here. You can use something under your base of your neck or your skull. Have your Shavasana goodies ready. This is when you really wish you had that bolster. And if it's cool like it is here, you may want to cover yourself with a blanket. If you have an eye pillow, all the better. And you can even put your tennis ball somewhere if you want, but we're not quite ready. We have a few more minutes. So remember to always lie back. Use your core. Exhale. And I'm going to I don't need this much. Perfect. So the roll of the support is under your neck. That feels so good. And this is just the old standby. I mean, I do this when I've been thinking about it because it's such a great counter. Because if I overdid it, my twist or my standing poses, this helps bring me back. Oh, it feels great. So there are a lot of different stretches we can do at the beginning and or the end of our practice. Or they could just be the practice. Okay, so then I'm going to remove this. You probably don't need it either. We're going to do leg cradle. Right over left. Now, some of you might need a strap, okay? Take this up. I want you to start to bring, as you exhale, your left knee in toward you. Both feet are flexed. Oh, I'm still feeling it right in here. Find sort of the edge and wait. Keep your shoulders down. You see how my left shin is parallel to the floor and my knee is about over my hip? Your left foot could be against a wall, by the way, or resting on a chair, okay? Or you can get a strap and slide it around the left thigh. But I don't want you rounding up the shoulders, okay? If you can hang on to the left leg with a strap or your fingers, and then you're going to stretch up. And you make circles again. Wake up your ankle a little more. So these are all options and possibilities. Flex and point maybe a few times. So I'm feeling it right here in this right glute. But I'm getting double whammy because I'm getting some movement in the left foot and leg. And, after you finish, just come down and wait. Let's do the other side. Left over right. Just kind of wait till it kind of gets there. Okay. Remember, it's a dog tilt, so don't round up. Oh, I'm feeling it right here. That's okay. So notice my right shin is parallel to the floor. My feet are flexed. My knee is over my hip socket. Shoulders down. Breathe. Breathe deep. Exhale. Feel your navel. Hug the spine. Spine over the floor. This is core. This strengthens. Okay, and if you can reach through and hold on to your pant leg, your thigh, or use a strap, or your right foot could be on a chair or on the wall. Leg cradle. Some of you, your left, the other arm might be leaning into the bent leg. That's okay. Just don't push it. Now let's do a few more. Movements. You can't do too much. You can only do too much if you're straining. But when you're doing stretches and breathing, you can't do too much. When you're done, check, make sure we're on target. Perfect. Okay. Wait. And we're going to do bridge. You may, if you have a block, it's good to slide it between your knees or thighs. Keeps you from having your knees flop out. So feel This is why it's important to feel. Feel your knees over your heels. Okay. It's a bridge, so it's going to be a little bit of a cat tilt. Bring your arms by your sides. Turn your palms in. So see, my thumbs are on top. My forearm turns in, but my bicep shoulders turn down. Shoulders down, forearms turn in. I'm going to rest on the base of my skull, and you're not going to turn your head, and neither am I. As I lift my hips into a cat tilt, I'm going to start to sort of shimmy my shoulders underneath, under, and reach for the heels of your feet with your middle fingers. See how I'm touching? You may not get that far. That's okay. Just have the intention of touching the heels of your feet with your fingers, middle fingers, shoulders down, biceps out, forearms in, hips up, gaze up, breathe, keep trying. Eventually, maybe your hands will meet or maybe they won't, but don't force it. Breathe, lift, breathe, and when you lower, soften the shoulders, lengthen your hips toward your heels, and rest. Bridge, Setu Bandhasana. And removing block, and I want you to do your favorite reclining twist. Okay, so I'm going to do one with you. I'm going to do with, move your hips to the right. I'm going to straighten my left leg and bring my right foot on top and twist toward my left. Again, we do seated twist. We're doing reclining. Turn, adjust your torso to the right as your knee goes across to the left. Whatever twist you do, hold for 12 breaths on each side, okay? Okay. Right, then left, and then, yes, relaxation. And I'll be back in about 5 minutes, okay? So do your twist, at least 12 breaths, maybe a couple of minutes. Just be consistent, and then your Shavasana. So use your props, use your eye pillow, and I'm going to let you do all that in without me chatting. I'll be back though.
So we can feel the vibration often of the chime. Sound is vibration, and it resonates through our being. It touches us, it heals us. And in this case, it maybe brings you back to the next breath. Maybe your impulse is to just stay where you are, which of course you can do, and enjoy a little longer relaxation. Or you might just feel like you need to stretch. Take a nice deep breath. Yeah. Life. You're alive. Yes. And another. And then just maybe wiggle here, stretch here. Oh, how do you feel? Ah, it's wonderful, isn't it? Yeah. So let's maybe begin or continue the transition if you are of a mind to do so, and with your knees bent. When you're ready, you can rest onto your side, and I'm going to share Hafez. So, as I do, and at the end of the week, I publish on this site the poems I read on Tuesday and Thursday. I encourage you to reread them. They're just wonderful. This one is called Silence. A day of silence can be a pilgrimage in itself. A day of silence can help you listen to the soul play its marvelous lute and drum. Is not most talking a crazed defense of a crumbling fort? I thought we came here to surrender in silence, to yield to light and happiness, to dance within in celebration of love's victory. Oh my. And if you're
like to join me or just listen, seal our time together as I always have with the Namaste invocation. I honor the place in you in which the entire universe dwells. I honor the place in you which is of love, of peace, of truth, and light. I turn them around. How about that? When you are in that place in you, and I am in that place in me, we are one. Namaste. Blessings to you. Om Shanti. Okay, so I'm going to do the angel cards for us today. I really miss doing this with everybody, but I'll do it for you, and the heart card. So let's see what's in the cards today. It's that. And, I said the Namaste invocation thousands of times. Oh, it's too funny. Trust. You are a beautiful soul. Trust that. So today, will there be an opportunity to think about trust and know that you are a beautiful soul? And I thank you for being here. Please share. I'll see you Thursday. Blessings.